the most frequently used word in the English language. I wonder why it's used so often when there seems to be so very little left in the world. Maybe someday, like me, you'll learn the real meaning of it. I suppose the whole story started the day my sister was born. From the moment she was carried into the house, my life has been one big contest. You see, I was 5 when she was born and was always the center of attention. Everyone spoiled me with toys and candy. It was always, "How's my little Leslie? I have a big surprise for you." And after that, they would take me to the circus and buy me everything in sight. So you could see for someone to come into the spotlight was a terrible blow. Yes, the second she entered the house, I was thrown aside, and she was smothered with kisses and oohs and ahs. It was understandable though. She was a beautiful baby. Visiting relatives would lean over her crib and she would smile, gurgle, and kick her chubby legs at them. I remember once when I was rocking her to sleep in her cradle, I gave it one mighty shove and she came tumbling out. She wasn't hurt, but I was punished. As Julie grew up, matters got worse. She had this terrible habit of following me everywhere I went. It was always, "Leslie, can I come with you?" I always replied, "No, so will you lay off, you little brat?" She would always start to cry, and then mother would come running in, and I'd get in trouble. The same thing all the time. Wherever I went, Julie went. All her little hints of love and affection made me hate her even more. Once I tried to tell my mother how I felt about Julie. I guess my wording wasn't right. "Mom," I said, "I hate Julie." But before I could even finish my sentence, I got slapped on the mouth in an angry answer. "How dare you say a thing like that about your sister who loves you? Go to your room this minute." Well, that's how things were in my household. That is, until 2 weeks ago. It was just a regular Saturday. I was bored, stiff, and awfully cranky. My homework wasn't done. I wasn't in the mood to do it. After my lunch, mother asked me to mail a letter for her. The mailbox was just 2 blocks away, and I didn't have anything better to do, so I said okay. As we were walking, I was just about to sleep when Julie asked if she could go too. I was too tired to argue, so I said she could. As we were walking, I began to feel better. The air was cold and it felt good. Before I knew it, we were almost at the mailbox. Julie was getting a little bored with me because I hadn't been saying anything. She grabbed the letter and yelled, "Racing to the mailbox!" She darted for the mailbox that was on the other side of the street. She never made it. It happened so quickly that I didn't have time to call out. The next thing I knew, she was lying on the ground. Everything after that was a blurry nightmare. I guess the man that hit her called the ambulance. I think I just froze in my place wanting to scream. I suppose most people would have cried or gone hysterical, but I didn't. I didn't feel a thing. Just empty, that's all. Empty. As if someone cut a big hole in me. Finally, somehow, they got her to the hospital. I hate hospitals. They smell like death and are so quiet. I was in the waiting room with my parents. After what seemed like a century, the doctor came out. One look on his face, I knew. My parents rose as he walked towards us. They probably knew too, but you could still see a glimmer of hope in their eyes. The doctor said that he was very sorry, but he didn't think Julie would make it. She had what he called a 1 in a million chance. And that's when I felt it. The thing called love. It came in a rush from way down deep after being hidden for all these years. Hard to believe, isn't it? I loved my sister for 10 years and I didn't know it. That night I asked to see her. Of course, at first I was told no, but finally I was allowed a short visit. I tiptoed into her room hoping she wouldn't be asleep. She wasn't. She was lying very still, staring at the ceiling. When I walked in, she turned and smiled weakly. Hey, Julie, I said. Hi, she replied. I sat down by her bed and held her hand very lightly. Leslie, she said. Leslie, can I ask you a question? Of course, I replied. Leslie, why did you come to see me? With tears streaming down my face, I answered. Because I love you, Julie. For the first time in her life, she looked happy. I mean, really happy. I love you too, Leslie, she replied weakly. With a smile on her face, she died. Love. You never know you have it until you lose it.